Good morning and welcome back to another video. Today I've got the blower trailer on, I'm parked in the lay-by and I'm just going to see if it's sunny or rainy outside. Oh, looks like it's rained a bit, but there's a glimmer of blue sky out there. That's unusual. I'm currently in a lay-by on the A53. I loaded last night, so the blower is full, and I'm on my way to a place in the middle of nowhere in Wales, near a place called Kerry. I can't actually find the farm on the map. I rang the farmer last night and he said ring me when I'm close. I'm about an hour and 45 minutes away, so hopefully I will find the place. I'm going to pop out and do my daily checks and then we can go.
I get out to check all my lights, tyres, Susie's and etc. all the way around the truck, just in case something sinister happened last night. But everything is looking good this morning.
Cup of tea done. I'll just fill out my daily checks book and we can go. That's that done. Always needed in the morning. I'm really not looking forward to finding this farm. Normally, I know exactly where I'm going, but today, I really don't. Here goes. It's a bit quieter go this way. The other way's really busy.
Because I parked up later than I wanted to last night, which meant I started later than I wanted to this morning, I do come across a bit of traffic on the A53. I stay on the A53 until I get near Shrewsbury, where I take the A49, down to the A5, which takes me around the bottom of Shrewsbury. There is also quite a lot of traffic on the A5 this morning. As we go further down, everyone is getting into the left-hand lane, which could mean there's a reason for this hold-up and not just the volume of traffic. It looks like there's been a little bit of a bump, but nothing too major. But the odd thing about this is, there's a red bumper on the left-hand side of the road, but none of these cars are red. Carry on the A5 until I get to the A458, which takes me across towards Welsh. I then take the A483 down towards Kerry. The closer I get to the farm, the more narrow and windy the roads are getting. However, this part of Wales is absolutely beautiful, so it does really make up for it, especially at this time of year when spring is definitely blooming. The farmer said to ring him as I got close to the farm so that he can direct me into the farm.
Hello.
Hiya, yeah, I can see the bins up on my left-hand side now. So
yeah, there's an entrance, like you'll want to turn around really, because you just passed on the road. Well, I take kids to school. There's you're going to get stuck if you go round in one, because it's a bit steep and the road's wet. You're better off if you turn round. There's an entrance on your right, you can swing round there, just back up the road and then head up in.
Back down the road to that entrance.
What? Have you gone past the entrance or not?
I'm literally right by the turn-in to turn into your...
Oh, well, unless you think you can get round there, but I think you might struggle with the road's wet, but it's up to you. But if you get in the right gears, you might get around the right, it's up to you.
I'll give it a go.
Yeah. And some of them leave it in auto, innit, and that just cocks it up, innit? Like, yeah. But give it a go, you might get round. I don't know, see how you get on. Yeah.
Yeah, because there was a car parked in the... If I went back...
Yeah, I know, I see the damn car there, it's in the way a bit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right, I'm at round... Yeah, I'm at round this way. I've done it.
Yeah, well, just... That's it, or just up there and then swing in the yard on the left-hand side. Yeah, bins around the back, yeah.
So I just drive into the yard to the left and then do I back around to the bins or...?
No, just drive round forward.
Ah, right, oh perfect. Oh, ideal. Yeah, and you said the blue one first?
Fill that blue one first, put 15 tonne in that because that's empty.
Yeah.
And then chuck the rest in the silver one. Yeah.
Right, okie dokie, no worries.
As I pull into the yard, I can just about see the tops of the bins over the roof of the sheds.
Right. I'll be better off backing in, I think. No, I'm going to drive in.
For a split second, I thought about backing in so that I'm facing the right way to leave. But to turn around in here, I'm going to need to screw the truck round in the yard, which I'm better off doing when I'm empty to save the tyres.
Right. So, I need to put it in the blue one first, which I'm guessing is that black one. That definitely looks black and not blue, doesn't it? I think he might be a bit colourblind. That's definitely black. But there is a silver one next to it and I don't see any other bins, so it must be that. I can't see any other bins. This is where we're going to stop for now. Hopefully get most of it in that bin and then the rest in the other bin so I can actually let it all go.
The first thing I need to do is get all my connectors and adapters out of the side locker, and I also only need one pipe for this load, as I can get so close to the bins. I attach one end of the pipe to the bin, using an adapter onto a pipe that takes the feed all the way up to the top of the bin and drops it from the top. And then I need to put a different type of adapter onto the truck so that I can screw the other end of the pipe onto it, which will then connect the blower to the bin.
So the last time that I blew a load, I blew out of the passenger side, and this time I want to blow out of the driver's side. So I need to change the levers on the bottom of the truck just so that I can blow out of the other side. Because I'm going to be sat in the same position, more or less, I don't need to move anywhere. I'm going to let all the feed go. I'm going to open all the doors inside of the trailer. This trailer has two doors, one here and one here. That's so that you can carry a number of different types of feed. But I'm carrying all the same feed and it's all going into these bins here. Yesterday I did a load where I had to blow some at the top of the hill and then the rest of it I had to come down the hill, go back up another hill and blow the rest. In that case, I left some on my front so that I had enough weight on the drive axles to get up the hill. Put that on there and then I can just pull it open, and what you'll see is these under here, there's some hooks here, they will come down. And the same with this one. Now I just need to turn the engine on the blower because this trailer has a separate engine. Turn it so that until that light goes out. Once that light's out, I can fire it up. And once it's warmed up for a little bit, I can turn the revs up. That's about right. Then basically I can start blowing.
First I close the air off, next I start the feeder before increasing the air. I increase the air slowly as sometimes it takes a little while to react. I watch the gauge and listen to it until it sounds just right. Each load and bin is very different, so you must listen to what's going on very carefully. This blower can hold 2 ton less than my standard tipper, and this is down to the weight of the engine in the trailer and the extra doors. I put the body up by 1 ram just to encourage the load to run down.
I don't need to put the body up too high, just enough to get it to slide down into the feeder. With mill, I wouldn't even put it up that high yet. I would just let it slide down slowly. But with pellets, it's not so bad.
I keep an eye on the weigher throughout loading and listen very carefully for when the bin might be full up. I can also see the feed in these little windows and I know it's going to be close now. As soon as I hear a change in sound, I release the air and turn the revs down. It looks like we have just over 10 tons left to blow. I make sure that everything is turned down to its starting position, and then I need to take the pipe off of this bin and put it onto the next one, exactly the same as I did before. Instead of using more pipes to connect up the trailer, I move the trailer back. This is because the less pipes that you use, the easier it will blow, as the feed will have a shorter distance to go. I reattach the pipes onto the blower and start up the blower once again in exactly the same process as I did before, but being aware that this load might blow differently because it's being blown into a different bin. I put the body up a little bit higher this time, and as you can see, the first 2 windows at the top of the trailer are already empty, as all the feed is sliding to the back of the trailer. When the load is on its last little bit, I lift the trailer body right up to the top to encourage any straggling bits of feed down. The gauge drops down to 0 when there's no feed going through, so I put the auger on to get the last bits out of the corners. Unloading this whole load has taken me around an hour and a half. Once the needle hits 0 again, I know I'm empty and I can start packing away, which is basically doing everything that I did to set up, but in reverse. And this will ensure that everything is right for the next time I tip. Some of these pipes can be a little bit stubborn, so I give it some gentle persuasion. If you are interested in how the blower works and what is inside of the trailer, I did a video last summer on inside of the blower trailer. I will link that video in the description, just in case you are interested in how the blower works inside. Once I've put everything away, I can put the body back down.
The last thing I'm going to do is just do a little shunt forward so that I can make sure the doors are all forward so that they clip into place properly.
The doors must be shut for travelling, and certainly for when the trailer's loaded, as the weight of the load can bend the doors, and if the doors bend, it might be difficult to shut them.
Right, so I don't know if you can see underneath. I'm also just going to have a check around the lorry to make sure everything's closed in the positions it should be, and I haven't left anything behind, because the stuff for the blowers, it's not like you can just pick them up anywhere, and you don't want to be stuck without something. I don't know what I'm doing next. I've rang Keith just to ask what I'm doing. Where I loaded last night, I asked them if they knew, and they didn't know, so I'm hoping Keith's going to get back to me soon so that I know where I'm going next to load. Keith has got back to me and I'm going to load at Portbury. There's two ways I could go. I could go up across the hills or down across the hills, winding through all the country lanes and A and B roads, or I could go back across to the M6 and down to Portbury. Now there's 10 minutes in it either way, but I'm in a lorry. If I was in a car, I'd probably take the scenic route, but I'm not going to do that in a lorry because it's going to take far longer in a lorry going the scenic route than it is to go the route with the better roads. This would just make it easier on myself and on the truck. I haven't had any breakfast yet, so I've been trying to be as healthy as I can. I've started making myself some smoothies for a couple of days a week. These last for about 2 days and they're really delicious. I put banana, avocado, some frozen fruit, apple juice, bit of cinnamon and sometimes a bit of spinach, mix it all up in a Breville. You can buy extra Breville drinks cartons, but they are so expensive. They're like 28 quid. So what I've done for like half the price is buy 2 of these. I just mix it up in the Breville and then dispense it into, I think they're protein shakers, but I've taken the protein shaker bit out. It's handy with smoothies because they've got quite a big hole to drink out of. I'm on a health kick. I'm not trying to lose weight, just on a health kick. It's so easy to be unhealthy in this job and I am so guilty of it. I eat well as much as I can, but the garages, the service stations, nowhere has healthy food. It's really hard to find healthy food, so I'm making a conscious decision to be healthier.
And with that, it's time to go. I need to back out into the yard where there's plenty of space to turn around. Whilst I was tipping, I did have a good look around the yard just to check if there were any obstacles or anything I needed to look out for. But this yard seems to be quite neat and tidy, and once I'm backed up I have plenty of space to swing the truck around. I head towards the way that I came in, back out onto the lane, and even with a big wide swing it seems to be quite tight. I follow the lane back down the hill to the turn-in where the farmer thought that I wouldn't be able to get up the hill. Coming out of this turn-in seems to be a lot easier on the truck. I stay in the lane for a couple of miles until I reach the main road. One thing I love at this time of the year is the bright yellow oilseed fields. This road will take me all the way back to the A483. As I'm heading back up this road, I notice that the canal alongside the road seems to be quite overgrown, and I've noticed that a lot of the canals across the country don't seem to get looked after. When I get up to Welshpool, I take the A458 back towards Shrewsbury, where I take the A5 around the Shrewsbury bypass. But instead of going up the A49 the way that I came this morning, instead I stay on the A5 heading away from Shrewsbury. This merges into the M54 where I hit a bit of traffic. At the end of the M54 I take the M6 heading south, and then at junction 8 I come off onto the M5 to continue heading south towards Bristol. But before I get to where I'm loading, I need to stop for a quick pit stop for fuel. I stop in Michael Wood Services, and luckily today I can go straight onto the pumps. And this is one place where I don't need to take my fuel card in first, and I can just fill up straight away. So it's not long before I'm back on the M5 heading towards Bristol. I carry on past Bristol, over the Avonmouth Bridge, and come off the junction for Portbury, where I head right around the roundabout and head into Portbury Docks. I pull into the place where I'm loading out of, and I need to find somewhere to park up so I can go and find out when and where I need to load.
Well, it looks like there's quite a few people in here, so I'm going to find out where I need to load, and then hopefully I won't be here too long, but you never know. So I've got my sample bags and I've logged in and everything, and apparently I can go on to bay 3.
Backing into these bays aren't the easiest thing to do, especially when the place where you are backing into has the door shut, and the only way to open it is to drive up close to it. I'm always worried that the sensor on the door won't work, but today the door went up, and then I have to contend with backing into a dark space, which is always very difficult when you are in daylight, and you have to reverse on to a narrow weighbridge.
I think I'm in the right position, but to be honest, I have no idea. We'll just see how this goes.
These are the sensors on the weighbridge that I must be behind, and then I can take my sheet off, ready to be loaded.
I need to fill my details in on here. Take first weight. Yes. So I think it would come out of here. Also check that the door isn't shut.
Sometimes it takes a little while for the feed to drop down from the bins into the spout.
On here it tells me weight loaded, bin run off, total weight. The bin run off is important because if I need to stop it, that's how much will come out after I press stop. And this is the fun bit.
I'm collecting all of the same product for the same farm, so I need to just spread it evenly throughout the trailer.
Now I've got 12 tons on there, I'm going to move the shuttle right the way to the front.
And then, just as I did that, the bin ran out of feed. So I need to press clean out for the bin that I am on right now before I set up a second bin.
So now what I need to do is change the bin number to 47. Press enter. Okay to start feeding. Yes. Starting.
One thing I must also do is take 2 samples. One of the samples will be left here, and the other one will come with me to the farm and will be given to the farmer. Once the front is full up, I move the spout to the middle of the trailer, and this is the final compartment to be filled. I keep a close eye on my weight, and when I'm 800 kilograms away from 44 tons, I press clean out to finish the load.
Got my ticket and my sample, and now we're ready to go. So after that was done, I just got my tickets from the printer and I can go.
I don't need to see anybody or speak to anybody. The farm address is on my ticket, so now I can just head towards the farm. This load is going to near Guildford, so I head back towards the M5. When I get to the roundabout, I decide to go over the services for a shower, as this could be my only chance now.
I look very busy in here at the moment. Well, it is 4:30, so I suppose it will start filling up very soon. I'm going to go for this space here. It's closest to the services. There's one of ours.
As I'm reversing back into the space, I'm hoping this is not going to be a waste of time, and I will actually be able to get a shower today.
Right, I'm going to quickly get my stuff together, nip in for a shower, and then I can go. As service station showers go, wish me luck. After loading in that dusty shed, I'm quite looking forward to a shower now. I'm not sure if I will get tipped tonight or if it'll be in the morning. I'll give them a ring, find out what they want to do. I actually have a really nice shower today. Actually, very clean.
Feeling nice and refreshed, I head back to the truck.
Welcome to the EE voicemail.
Hello, it's Gemma from Wayne's Transport. I'm delivering some Prima nuts. Just wondering which is the best way into you, because it does say on the instructions that there is a certain way in. You can let me know, that would be brilliant, and just let me know what bins that the product needs to go in. Cheers, bye. And as soon as I've left the message, he rings me back.
Farnborough one down the, whatever it's called, towards bottom Hog's Back. What's it?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
The farm's about 300 yards on the right.
Ah, yeah, I've got you.
Around milking and things.
Right, okie dokie. If I come first thing in the morning then.
Yeah.
And then...
they'll be around from 5 o'clock. As long as you're not here before 5 o'clock in the morning, you'll be all right.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you very much.
Thanks for ringing, bye.
Alright, cheers, bye. It's nice when you get a nice farmer. He's obviously had that question many times. There's obviously a way that you can't go. He seems to know his directions off by heart. Cameron Greaves Transport there. Can't see anyone in there. This is a really busy roundabout. Some of the entrances to the roundabout have traffic lights, but this one unfortunately doesn't. And being fully loaded, it's quite difficult sometimes to get out. I head on the M5 going northbound, and at this time of day there is a bit of slow traffic, heading into the roadworks. I follow signs for M4 London, which takes me under the road that I was just on, and onto the M4 heading eastbound. I stay on the M4 until junction 13 for the A34 heading southbound, but instead of joining the A34 completely, I stay to the left hand side of the road and slip off onto the A339. This takes me through Newbury and towards Basingstoke, where I now need to find somewhere to park up for the night. But everywhere seems to be either bus stops or lay-bys that are already occupied. And although I do have a bit of time left, I want to try and stay under a 13-hour day. Panic was starting to set in, but luckily I found a lay-by at the last minute. And there's another lorry coming in. I think there's somebody parked behind me and he's struggling to get into the lay-by. So I think I got here just at the right time. For a minute I didn't think I was going to get into a lay-by, but luckily one popped up and actually it was loads better than the ones that I've seen that have been full up. So I am actually quite pleased with myself. I have done a 12-hour and 45-minute day, and I've done 8 hours and 6 minutes driving. So I've stopped here because I want to stay under a 13-hour day, and tonight I will have my 11 off. I can't tip this until the morning anyway, as I won't have enough time to get there and tip and get off of the farm. But I should get down there at a decent hour. I don't even know what I'm doing tomorrow, and there won't be anybody to ring until 8 o'clock anyway. So I might as well just take this opportunity to have an 11 off tonight, because I will need one in the week. And now I make it tea time, mainly because I'm really hungry, but today I've got some eggs. So I'm going to have 2 eggs with some homemade tomato soup that I've got and some olives, because this is me being very, very good. Stringy. If you never had egg with tomato soup, it is lovely. I've eaten, I've done a bit of video editing, I've spoken to Ryan, and I'm about an hour away from the farm that I'm delivering to tomorrow. So now I'm going to have a good sleep on my 11 hours off and get started again in the morning. Good night.